Hi everyone, welcome to our latest video. Really pleased to be able to show you today this absolutely gorgeous and somewhat frightening Kawasaki ZX10R. Now this particular bike is a 2013 13 plate and she's covered just 3,700 miles from one owner. I think as we take you around the bike you'll see that she's in absolutely immaculate condition, being fastidiously maintained and looked after by her one and only keeper, and quite frankly no one needs anything more than one of these. 197 brake horsepower, 82 pound-foot of torque, traction control, which I have to say is a bonus for a bike that puts out that sort of power. Absolutely frightening acceleration, but also a bike that frankly is easier to ride than it has any right to be. Now, this particular bike benefits from a full service history, with multiple stamps in the book, despite the fact that it's only done 3,700 miles. And we're going to take you around the bike, starting with the right side, followed by the left, and then we're going to finish up with our cold start. We'll see you back here shortly for the right side. Hi everyone, here we are on the right hand side of this absolutely beautiful but slightly brutal looking Kawasaki ZX10R. Now this particular model is a JCF. Now that may or may not mean something or anything to some or all of you, but JCF model, that's the year and model code, and more often than not, unless there are any specific technical changes, predominantly denotes the colour scheme that one can find on a ZX10. Now, being a 13 plate, this is largely the same bike as the launch model in 2011, and indeed through to 2015 when it received its facelift. So, other than colour changes, there weren't really many technical changes at all. So we are mainly looking at colour changes. I happen to think that this particular scheme with the green tank upper and tail unit and green lower fairings, that's my favourite, but I might be slightly biased. There are others where this upper section of the tank is black and these trims here and the middle section of the fairing are green, so just a reversal of what we've got here. But whichever way you look at it, whatever colour scheme, they're a stunning looking machine. This is totally bog standard, this bike. It's not been molested or interfered with in any way. Whether you like it or not, it's fitted with its factory fitted standard exhaust cam. I say for some people that's the first thing that they throw away, but as I say, this has been owned, one owner from new, mature owner, and complete blank canvas for anyone that's looking for one. Okay, so let's start at the heart of any motorcycle, which is this brutal 197.3 at the crank brake horsepower inline 4-cylinder engine, 82.7 pound-foot of torque. So it's not just a screaming 4-cylinder engine. It's got, you know, it's got some real poke. It's got some real mid-range as well. I think historically 4-cylinder superbikes, and ZX10s in particular, have not been renowned for their, you know, for their low-down pulling power. It is a high-revving engine, but frankly, with that sort of power on UK roads, you won't be getting up to the, you know, 13.5, 14,000 RPM red line particularly often, because you'll simply run out of road. We'll do some close-ups for you. As you can see, with 3,700 miles, as you'd expect, she's exceptionally clean. There's no stone chips or anything on the nose cone there, or indeed on the leading edges of the front fender. Mirrors are nicely unmarked, and actually these mirrors are quite handy. They're probably better to do it from this direction, but the mirrors are nice and easily folded in. So if you have a small access either to your garage or your back garden or shed, quite nicely and easily folded in. Okay, so that stonking engine, I say just shy of 200 brake horsepower, a little bit more with ram air I'm led to believe, but certainly more than 99.9% of us riders will ever be able to cope with. That's kept in check with 3-stage Kawasaki traction control, KTRC, and we've also got changeable engine modes as well, and we'll run through that in a little bit more detail when we do the cold start. But I can just show us the instrument panel does its self check. You can see the mileage there is 3721.6, and on the right hand side you can see there we've got F for full power, and we're currently on KTRC 3. That's the Kawasaki traction control system. You'll certainly need that if you ride this to its full capabilities. And basically, in order to keep all that power in check, we also need some impressive brakes, and the ZX10R certainly doesn't disappoint there. We've got twin 310mm pedal or wavy discs, and these 4-piston Tokiko radial mounted brake calipers, and a good opportunity just to do some close-ups again on the discs. There's no rust, there's no corrosion, there's not even any build-up of brake dust or anything like that. And again, we can do some close-ups on the actual rim. No signs of anything other than a nice easy life, quite frankly. No chips or marks or scuffs. And you'll see from the little knobbles on the front tyre that that front tyre I think has done about 50 miles. So we've effectively got a brand new front Bridgestone. And while we're getting low down and dirty, I can show you the front downpipes. Now, interestingly enough, MCN actually make particular reference to the downpipes on this particular bike, which is quite unusual for them to highlight a particular area, but it's testimony to the quality of the downpipes that despite the fact this only done 3,700 miles, it is a 6-year-old bike, but as you can see, these stainless downpipes look like new, and should do for many thousands of miles to come. They're a really good quality bit of kit. As you can see, the radiator, other than just a little bit of staining behind the front wheel there with some flies, intact, no dents or gouges from stones. And again, the leading edge of this black plastic trim. It really is immaculate, this bike. There's no, there's no way of getting around it. You can see the engine casings. And the back of the radiator, we can just see in there. Tank again, unblemished, no dents. Obviously we've got the benefit of a tank protector there, which may or may not be to the individual's particular tastes, but it's there to do a job and seems to have done it reasonably well. And we've got this nice tail unit there with the sort of flush fit integrated indicators, LED tail light, back in to the other indicator. So braking at the rear is a single Nissin brake caliper with again a rear wavy or petal disc. Again, a good opportunity just to do some close-ups of the rim. I'm not sure we could offer a bike of any age or any mileage in much better condition than this. And that standard exhaust, as I say, love it or hate it, this is what it comes with, and it's completely unmarked. We have also got height adjustable footrests on these. They're not rear sets as such, although people refer to them as rear sets. It's the rider's footrest assembly, but you can probably just make out there are 3 positions, I believe, in total to mount the footrests, so for riders with different heights. And we've also got a what they call a horizontally mounted rear shock. Okay, that's the right side of the bike. We'll be back shortly with the left side of the bike. We'll talk to you a little bit more about the suspension before moving on to the cold start. Hi everyone, here we are back with the left hand side of the bike, and again we'll do some close-ups for you as we go through. Starting again with the nose, and absolutely no different to the right side of the bike. There's might be a fly mark or something there, but if we're being really fussy, it may not even come up on the video, but there's a tiny little chip there on the nose. Other than that, as I said, this is about as clean as they come. Again, that virtually new front Bridgestone. And basically holding the Takiko brake calipers in place are of course the front forks, and these are Showa 43mm BPF big piston forks. And they're fully adjustable from these really nice fork tops. So compression and rebound, real nice easy adjustment there. And also, just to avoid any head shakes or minimise any head shakes, nothing can avoid a head shake on a 200 brake horsepower bike, but we've got this lovely Öhlins adjustable steering damper as well. Nice and easy to adjust. You can do that on the go. Again, left hand fairing, every bit as clean as that on the right. No signs of ever being over. And actually we can just make out through the gap in the fairing there, again just you can see the back of the radiator, engine downpipes, paint on the engine. Clearly never seen moisture of any kind, let alone muddy puddles. It's just an absolute beauty, to be honest. Again, the tank and all the associated trims, absolutely spot on. Back to that nice tidy little tailpiece. Again, side of the engine. Completely unmarked and unblemished swing arm, no boot marks or scuffs. Just for the purposes of the video, we've got some bolts in here as we didn't have paddock stand bobbins for this model at the time, so they're purely in there temporarily just to allow a little bit of maintenance, cleaning and adjustment of the chain. And again, you can probably see in there just how clean that rear spring and shock assembly is with the remote reservoir there, which is also fully adjustable. So there you have it, that's the left hand side of the bike. We'll be back shortly with the cold start, and we'll take you through the instrument cluster as well. Here we are at the instrument panel, the cockpit, shall we say, of the ZX10, and it's just a really nice, neat affair. Turn the ignition on, you'll see it run through its self-check. You'll see we've got an LED tachometer along the front with the red line at about 14,500 RPM. And I promise you, whatever gear you're in, on the road, I'm not sure you want to go there. Unbelievable. So again, on the right hand side you can see the power and the traction control. So we've just turned the traction control off. We can go traction control 1, 2 or 3, or indeed turn it off. And we've also got power modes. You can see we're in full power mode at the moment. We can go to medium or low. So effectively you've got a rain mode. L would basically give you I think it's around about 100 horsepower. So rain, full, and medium. So medium I think gives you around about, I think it's 80% power, but it's a slightly different throttle response as well. So so that can all be adjusted on the go as well, so nice and simple. We've got a factory fitted Kawasaki immobiliser, and of course this bike comes with 2 keys. So there she goes, that's the ZX10 firing into life. I have to say, they are by definition a very aggressive sounding lump when they're cold. Standard exhaust. And there you have it. That's what a standard ZX10 sounds like. Okay, so that's the cold start, and we'll be back very shortly with a brief summary. Hi everyone, well, I hope you enjoyed the video of this absolutely beautiful Kawasaki ZX10R JCF. Just to summarise, she's a 2013 13 plate. She's covered just 3,700 miles with one owner from new, a full service history comprising of 4 stamps in the service book, an almost new front tyre, and what else is there to say? She's absolutely immaculate. It is important for me to stress though that this is a non-ABS model. You may have noticed at the front end there is a wire that goes to a sensor on the front. That is for the traction control. So this is a non-ABS ZX10R JCF 2013 with 3,700 miles, and she's available at 7,495. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you for the next one.